I'm Nicole Auerbach.
Kevin Kugler of Westwood One.
Hi, everybody. It's Pete Pranica of the Memphis Grizzlies and Fox Sports Southeast.
This is Danielle Musselman.
This is Kyle Peterson with ESPN.
This is Tom Hart of ESPN and the SEC Network. Thanks for tuning in to the Washington Sports Digital Network.
And welcome back to Cluck Field here on the Washita Sports Digital Network. I'm Isaac Bourne, joined this time by Alfonso Gonzalez Gomez here on the call for this second GAC Conference Tournament semifinal matchup between the two-seeded, that one seed with the tie in Weatherford at SWOSU on Monday. So Harding now has to face a tough Oklahoma Baptist team in which they've gone 1-1 against this season. And so looking into this matchup, how do you expect the Lady Bisons to fare against an Oklahoma Baptist team that has had some big successful seasons in the past couple of years?
Yeah, I mean, Isaac, we know just by looking at the last standings of the GAC, we know that the difference between first place and fourth place was only a matter of 3 points. So really, any team could have finished out of the top four. Any team could have hosted. So very thin margins in the top four of this conference, to be honest. I think it comes down to a matter of who's willing to play today. You know what I'm saying? So obviously Harding coming off a tie, I believe, against SWOSU, and Oklahoma Baptist coming off a win. And so obviously both of these teams have had around a week to prepare and get ready for this game. And in my opinion, it's going to be a tough one for both teams. We'll see. We saw it today against with the Wachita game. Obviously, that's a game where Wachita went up 2-0, and Southern Nazarene, obviously another quality team, had the quality to come back, put two on the scoreboard, and take it to second overtime, in which, you know, one special moment from a special player just made all the difference. So we'll be looking for all those things today for whichever team wants to come out on top.
And all GAC, unanimous all GAC first team sophomore Tegan Yowzy scoring the game-winning goal for the Tigers in the morning opener. But in this one, we've also got a unanimous all GAC player on the field for the Lady Bisons, and that is Carmen Gunn. No shortage of offense for her this season, actually winning Great American Conference Offensive Player of the Year. She leads the team with 6 goals this season, and that also accounting for 15 points. And so looking at her, the native of Benton, Kentucky, actually right down the road from my hometown, Murray, Kentucky, you know, talk about what you expect to see from the fifth-year senior.
Yeah, so we already mentioned it. You know, Gunn is coming into her 5th year with the program as an NCAA D2 athlete. She's had time to build up a lot of experience, build up a lot of confidence, because I feel like that's something that when you get up to this level, you might be at the level, you might be technical enough, but are you confident enough to execute it on the pitch? And we've seen Gunn just explode this season. You know, she's had she totaled 15 points all season. So just like between goals, assists, all that type of stuff, she's done really well out there. And if we look back at the previous seasons for Harding, they actually missed the tournament last season, just barely, in 5th place. And so now going into this season and in this postseason tournament, we're going to see Gunn try and make her impact to try and lead her team to the promised land.
And going up against Gunn on the other side, a plethora of quality defenders that the Bison are going to try to throw at her. Highlighting that, senior Olivia Kennis, a player that she was all GAC first team, and then alongside her, freshman Chloe Monroe, all GAC second team. 2 players this season that have been really quality on that back line, but also Kennis being a player that can step up and play offensively as well.
Yeah, and we've seen it from OVU. They have a very solid team all around, you know, have a very good back line, have a very good front line. Very solid all-around team, in my opinion. I think they've seen their fair share of GAC nominees, GAC first team, GAC second team, all that type of stuff, all throughout their team. So I think that goes to show their kind of quality all around. And honestly, if I'm OBU, I'm looking to stop a bit of Guns' firepower and see where I can excel in Harding's final third.
And OBU, more of a defensively minded team. Many of the wins that they've had this year have come in more slugfest type games. Meanwhile, Harding, a team that plays a lot more on the front end. They're second in the GAC in goals with 21 this season. And on top of that, they lead the conference in shots taken this season by a wide margin. And so the Lady Bisons, a team to look out for on the offensive end.
And so, yeah, I mean, OBU going into this matchup, obviously the more defensive-minded team, that in this type of tournament setting could be more of an advantage to some, just because obviously we can't end this on a tie. And going into overtime and PKs, the type of fatigue and the physical fatigue on your body, obviously Cluck Field is shining today, so I'm sure these players will want to get in and out as soon as possible, you know what I'm saying? So obviously OBU looking to establish themselves, but if need be, I think they're a team that's willing to go the extra margin and play out those last 20 minutes and try and get it to PKs.
Warm-ups being stretched just a little bit longer as the last game between Washita and Southern Nazarene going a little bit longer than expected. So we're going to take just a quick break before we return with the start of starting lineups and the national anthem here on the Washita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law.
I'm attorney Taylor King. For years, you've heard us say we'll be on your side, by your side.
I'm attorney Austin King. At Taylor King Law, we stand by that promise.
And I'm attorney Maggie King Davis. I'm proud to be a part of a team of dedicated professionals who are prepared
to be on your side and by your side when you need us most.
If you've been injured, contact the Taylor King Law Firm.
And we, and more, will be on your side, by your side.
And back here for the start of the game here at Cluck Field, the Harding Lady Bisons wearing the gold today. Meanwhile, the Oklahoma Baptist Bison wearing black with gray sleeves today. This Battle of the Bisons just mere minutes away from starting as the starting lineups step out onto the field. And before we start this, just want to thank our sponsors from Taylor King Law for sponsoring the show, for sponsoring the Washita Sports Digital Network. And also, OSDN is a production put on by the Rogers Department of Communications. Our director is Professor Chris Babb. And we want to thank you so much for tuning in today. Now, sending it over to Brian Ramsey for the starting lineups for both teams.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Cluck Field. The Great American Conference and host Washita Baptist University are pleased to welcome you to the GAC Women's Soccer Championships. Today's game features the third-seeded Bison of Oklahoma Baptist University and the second-seeded Lady Bisons of Harding University. At this time, we'll meet the participants for today's game. Starting first with the third-seeded Oklahoma Baptist Bison, who will be the guests on the scoreboard today. We start with the reserves. Number 0, Cam Laverty. Number 2, Maya Anderson. Number 3, Annika Pinter. Number 10, Lauren Hanley. Number 11, Lainey Waddle. Number 13, Grace Parker. Number 15, Lindsay Romine. Number 16, Macy Branham. Number 21, Chrissy Fulton. Number 22, Anna Branham. Number 24, Sophie Jordan. Number 26, Ainsley Curry. And number 30, Aubrey Jones. The starting 11 for Oklahoma Baptist. In goal, number 00, Claire Sternmore. Number 1, Lex Williamson. Number 6, Sam Sheffield. Number 8, Olivia Kennis. Number 12, Chloe Monroe. Number 14, Ashley Bell. Number 17, Haley White. Number 18, Annabelle Joski. Number 19, Michaela White. Number 32, Emma Teague. And number 42, Alana Bloomingdale. Head coach for Oklahoma Baptist is Michael White. He's assisted by Jen Gothi. And now, for the Harding Bison. First for the reserves. Number 1, Lucy Riddle. Number 2, Briley Taylor. Number 4, Nora Neely. Number 5, Gable Edens. Number 6, Kendall Jerkins. Number 7, Caroline Copy. Number 8, Lacey Cabana. Number 9, Campbell Cox. Number 13, Natalie Gomez. Number 16, Kelly Tyndall. Number 18, Katie Cabana. Number 19, Kaylin Holyfield. Number 20, Eve Garrett. Number 22, Sammy Berry. Number 25, Gracie Segundo. Number 26, Bailey Bolliner. Number 27, Chloe Thompson. Number 28, Parker Barrow. And number 30, Nora Henderson. The starting 11 for Harding. In goal, number 00, Mesa Willis. Number 3, Georgia Templeton. Number 10, Whitney Thomas. Number 11, Chloe Fullerton. Number 12, Carmen Gunn. Number 14, Lauren Service. Number 15, Hattie Hinkle. Number 17, Reagan Thompson. Number 21, Callie City. Number 23, Skylar Henley. And number 24, Vegan Jones. Head coach for Harding is Greg Harris. Assistant coaches Graydon Beard and Morgan Gregg.
And there you have it. Starting lineups for both teams. They shake hands, and we're mere moments away from the start of the second match of the day here at Cluck Field. It's 2:15, so starting just a little late at 2:16 actually. But Alfonso, just a beautiful day for some soccer here.
Beautiful day indeed, Isaac. I mean, sun is shining, the weather's not too hot. I'd say this is a great day to go ahead and both of these teams go for a place in their in the GAC championship final.
It's a cool 68 degrees as both teams are going to send it into this matchup here in Arkadelphia, Arkansas. But looking at this matchup in the goal, I want to talk about that for a second. For Harding, Mesa Willis, the native of Bentonville, Arkansas, all GAC second team, and as far as the GAC rankings go, she is the best goalie still alive in this conference. And, you know, she leads the team in minutes played, and she's racked up 77 saves this season. How do the Bison get past a goalie that has so many illustrious accolades?
Well, you know, like, in my opinion, just from the way soccer sometimes just works, I mean, you could have the best goalie in the world, and if you take too many shots, there has to be one that goes in, you know. It's kind of like that saying that goes, I believe it is, like, even a blind squirrel finds a nut sometimes. And so I think if the Oklahoma Baptist Bison, if they just keep knocking at the door, you know, for as talented as she may be, no goalkeeper is invincible. So.
And in the goal for the Bison will be Claire Stormer, a freshman out of Tyler, Texas. Just looking at the goalies in this game, both of them fairly young, many years to play for both of their teams. Obviously, Willis is a sophomore, but Stormer a freshman, and she's had herself a good season as well. Not making any all-GAC teams, but she has the second most shutouts in the conference this season with 6. And she leads team in minutes played alongside Willis in that regard. Obviously, the goalies are going to get the most minutes because of just their reliability in the goal. But, you know, how do you see this one shaking out when it comes to who's going to get the first offensive strike?
Yeah, so, I mean, I think Harding, who's starting off with the ball here, I think they're immediately going to be looking for their main girl up top, Gunn, who I think is – I would be seriously worried if OBU had not identified her beforehand, because she is a real threat for this Bison team. And so I think early on, both goalkeepers know about the attacking threats from either team, and they're going to be on their heels.
And Lauren Service is the one who makes the starting kick, but OBU quickly steals it right back, and there's a battle for the ball at midfield.
And we've seen this pretty early on. OBU not afraid to possess the ball a little bit, take it back and forth.
And looking down the sideline for number 12, the lady herself, Carmen Gunn. That one just goes a little too far. Gunn, though, nice pass inside. Looking for the cross. And OBU quickly is going to avoid disaster. Great breakaway there for Chloe Fullerton. But even better defense by the Bison. That one out of bounds is going, it's still going Bison's way.
Yeah, we already see the first warnings fired there. That link-up play between Fullerton and Gunn already has the Bison on their back heels and just ready to defend.
And Gunn right there to intercept the pass. OBU still maintains it. And that one's going to go past the sideline. Good effort there by Kennis trying to get to it, but Harding will take back possession here. Well, this game already shaking up to be a little bit different than the last matchup we saw. Washita's very own Maddie Vanna scoring the first goal of the last game within the first minute. And so this one already a bit more of a defensive battle just 2 minutes into this match.
Yeah, and the thing with the Washita game as well is that, like, obviously coming in first seed, you're playing at home. You know, the Lady Tigers, they are so they're so good about when their momentum is right, taking advantage of it and getting on the score sheet first. And that's exactly what they did this morning with Vanna's goal. just coming off the hype and energy from being at home, hosting the tournament, and really wanting to go far and show their ambition.
And on the near side, that's Sam Sheffield. She's going across the middle, and that one's stolen right away by the Lady Bisons. Great takeaway from freshman Skylar Henley, and now Harding looking to go on the offensive. Carmen Gunn with the left foot, and that one's way too far to the right.
But we see Gunn already establishing herself in this game. You know, her being on that right-hand winger side, she has a quality to either take the player down the line and send a good cross in for her teammate, or she also has the quality to cut in inside. And obviously she's confident enough to go for a pretty ambitious attempt there, just about 25 yards out, take a smack at the goal.
Well, we've seen longer goals today. Southern Nazarene player for the Crimson Storm, Natalie Montanez, squaring up and taking a shot just about in line with the end of the stands on this left side.
Yeah, and honestly, what a strike there from Montanez. That was something that in the first game, you know, took the Lady Tigers by surprise, and you know, fair play to the Crimson Storm. They made it a very tough game.
That one off OBU, and the Lady Bisons have this deep into Oklahoma Baptist territory, and they call that one out of bounds, and Oklahoma Baptist is going to escape here. Excuse me, they called a foul on that, and it'll be a free kick for the Bison. Downfield. In the air for it was Gunn and Monroe, and just back and forth now between both teams.
Yeah, we've seen Harding be very on the offensive in these early minutes here. They're not shy to push their back line all the way up, and they trust their center backs to take care of any loose flicks or any counterattacks.
And Williamson in a dangerous position there and forces number 24, Vega Jones, to just send it out of bounds. But now the Bison find themselves in a position to make something happen early with the corner kick try from that far side.
And you know, Isaac, something that they say at this high level of college soccer is that, you know, set pieces, corner kicks, free kicks, all that type of stuff really does make a difference, especially in these close matchups.
And Bloomingdale's corner kick inside, it's going to stay in bounds, and Harding's able to just get it out of there. For a second, many thought that it would have been yet another corner kick, but now Carmen Gunn, it's her. It's 1-on-3. She's hoping to slow it down for her teammates. Excuse me, that's not Carmen Gunn. That's Chloe Fullerton. Left foot. And that one barely missing the goal. Good try there by Gunn.
And amazing effort there by Fullerton just to get all the way up the field, take on the defender, hold the ball up, wait for their teammates to come back. Just great quality there, and the Bison's already on the attack.
And on that shot by Reagan Thompson, she had herself squared up very well, but just unable to make it an on-goal shot there. Harding passing it around in their own territory now. Drawing the Bison in a little bit. And that one's just going to be sent out of there. One thing we saw in that first matchup, the beginning of the game, not as much contact, but as the game went on, the teams both started to understand what was at stake, and you saw a lot more contact with the yellow card in that one being handed out fairly late in that match.
Yeah, I mean, we see both of these teams, they know that, in order to stay in the game, be locked in, they have to be willing to get physical. And, something that's very obvious in collegiate soccer is that sometimes the physicality piece of it takes over the technical aspect, and bigger players are expected to do bigger things, at least physically.
Henley sends it into the box. Some contact there between Monroe and Thomas. No whistle blown, though. And it's going to be a goal kick for Oklahoma Baptist goalie Claire Stormer.
And early on, we've seen Stormer set her line pretty high up, have her defense decently organized. Obviously, Harding with some attempts on goal, but OBU organized enough to make those shots either go out wide or maybe not in the exact position that they would want to. So fair play there to Stormer.
And the Lady Bisons already doing what they're so much known for in this conference, which is take shots. Harding, like we mentioned earlier, leading the conference in shots per game. They take 16 of those. Meanwhile, Oklahoma Baptist, a little bit more defensively minded, only taking 13.5 shots per game. But on that drive for Harding, Oklahoma Baptist is going to be able to deter it for now.
Yeah, and we've seen that duality of, Oklahoma Baptist being a little bit more defensive and Harding being a little bit more attacking focused in their last two matchups. So basically the last matchup that they had was in Searcy, and Oklahoma Baptist came in and took a 1-0 victory over the Bisons. And contrast to that, when Harding went up to Shawnee, they took their 3 points in a 4-1 win over Oklahoma Baptist. And so we can see that if Oklahoma Baptist is on their A game and they're good enough on the defensive end to shut out Harding, they can get this result through.
And that first game between both of these teams in Shawnee, really just an example for this Harding team where when it rains, it pours. When this team can put on a good offensive performance, they can put it on better than just about any team in Division II. And they showed it there, winning 4-1 against one of the top teams in the conference for many years now.
And fair play to Oklahoma Baptist. They know how to handle themselves in this GAC semifinal situation. They were finalists last year, just came up short against Ouachita Baptist.
And veteran play there by number 10, Whitney Thomas, able to get that one to go off the foot of Oklahoma Baptist's number 14, Ashley Bell. And Harding is going to get their first corner kick of the game. And now with just over 34 minutes left in this first half, squaring up to take the corner kick, number 14, Lauren Service. Service skies it into the box. And that one is going into the goal. It's not going to touch the net, but it crosses the line. Some chaos created in the box is just enough to put the Lady Bisons on the scoreboard first with the first goal of the game. And like you see, and like you've said many, many times on many broadcasts before, Alfonso, chaos creates opportunities.
Yeah, Isaac, and that's exactly what that was because, fair play to Harding, having an organized set piece there. We've said it before, in these close matchups, it all comes down to the dead ball, whether it be a set piece, whether it be a free kick, penalty kick, all that type of stuff. And so we saw it there. Good corner kick in. OKBU Bisons doing well enough to keep it out the net, but just all the chaos in the box, bodies flying all around, and we honestly don't even know who had the last touch in, but it worked out, and now one team's up and the other one's down. So we'll see if Harding's gonna ride this momentum and try and get a comfortable lead here.
And the lady who just touched it there, Carmen Gunn, picking up goal number 7 on the season for her this year. Just a dream season for the fifth-year senior. Continues to move on and she puts her team up first in this semifinal matchup.
Yeah, and I mean, who else than Carmen Gunn for Harding? Some players, when they have the goal-scoring tendency, some say it's just like in their nature, in their blood to just be at the right place at the right time, and a few kicks here, a few kicks there, and you get your 7th goal of the season, and you put your team up 1-0 in the conference semifinal.
Some contention on that far side is going to send an Oklahoma Baptist player to the ground. That one's going to tag the flag. Still in play. Harding looking for a cross. And Oklahoma Baptist, well played there. And they're going to keep Harding from giving themselves more padding. Going the other way, though, was Lex Williamson. And Williamson had herself a good try on goal. Gets it past Mesa Willis. But just off target. And it's taken away by the Lady Bison's defense.
Yeah, Isaac, and we'll see this time and time again in this match. One of the things that the Lady Bison need to be careful of is playing such a high line, because you risk having only minimal center backs in the back, so being a little bit numbers down, and one ball in, one mistake from one of them, and you create one of the most dangerous opportunities in the game so far.
And Lex Williamson just mere feet away from tying this one all up at Snake Eyes. Nevertheless, Harding with another breakaway. That's number 10, Whitney Thomas. She's going across the middle, looking for one of her teammates and can't find anyone. Oklahoma Baptist able to send it out for now. And now some contention for it at midfield. Here's Fullerton. She's looking for a cross. Going inside, trying to get past Ashley Bell. Thompson back to Fullerton. The cross goes straight into the hands of Claire Stormer. Great active hands by the freshman to keep Harding from giving themselves a 2-point cushion.
And Isaac, something that I want to highlight here is this matchup between Ashley Bell and Alec and Fullerton here. They both on defensive sides of the ball, trying to keep their quality from each other, and Fullerton just can't get around Bell there.
Just over half an hour left in this first half. Harding leads 1-0. Lex Williamson, good lead pass to her teammate, and that one sent out of bounds by number 21, Callie City. City in her own right, all GAC second team defender, and she's played all 17 games starting in all of them as well. And so Harding, while they're typically an offensive-minded team, they've got some good defenders as well that Oklahoma Baptist has yet to be able to get through.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're going to be playing such a high line and you're going to be sending a bunch of your players up front and leaving just minimal players in the back, you got to be very trustworthy of them. You have to have a lot of faith that they'll be able to snuff out attacks and keep your team on the offense.
And Emma Teague, a little bit of a breakaway there alongside teammate Alana Bloomingdale. It's just going to go straight to the hands of Willis. And now Harding, and specifically Carmen Gunn, GAC Offensive Player of the Year. They've got themselves another offensive attack, but that one immediately stopped by number 14, Ashley Bell. Bell has been crucial to her team's defense today. Contention for it in the box. And Willis able to jump on top of the ball, not able to grab it, but enough to trip up the attacking player. And we've got an OBU player on the ground after a great play by Mesa Willis to prevent the goal.
Yeah, and I'll say that's a great play from Willis. Just being able to be fast off her line and get over and just make yourself big in order to snuff out that attack and block the shot.
And the player shaken up on the play for the Bison. That looks to be number 42, Alana Bloomingdale, fifth-year senior out of Skiatook, Oklahoma. But Mesa Willis not afraid to put her body on the line to prevent Oklahoma Baptist from putting themselves on the board here. And now she's going to have herself a goal kick. With the left foot, here's Willis. She's looking far side. Fullerton battling. Ball crosses the middle of the field. Harding trying to find a gap in the OBU defense.
And Isaac, something that is so clear here from this Harding team is that even when they're going on the attack, they're willing to send all their numbers up, and they're willing to just win the ball back as soon as they lose it. Just very total football here, swarming the ball whenever they get the chance and sending everybody forward.
And the left foot shot there by Chloe Fullerton, going just slightly to the right of the goal. And so Harding still holding on to a 1-score lead, trying to make it a 2-score lead, but the missed shot there keeps it here where we're at. That one's going to go back towards Harding's way into Oklahoma Baptist territory now. Are the Lady Bisons. Carmen Gunn with it. Whistle blown, and it's going to go back towards Oklahoma Baptist. Bloomingdale taken away. And now here's number 17, Haley White. She's got a little bit of room to go. And that one blocked right off the back of senior Georgia Templeton. Fullerton now, she's ahead of the defense. Looking into Gunn, and good stop there by number 19, Michaela White.
Fullerton there just doing a great job to keep the ball, be aggressive, not let the OBU defender take it away from you. Just great aggression there.
And sending it ahead of the defense, just unable to get to it, was Whitney Thomas. Whistle blown, and Oklahoma Baptist going to catch another break here as they are going to get a free kick.
And Whitney Thomas there, just we've seen such good combination play from Whitney Thomas, Chloe Fullerton, and Carmen Gunn for this Harding front line. Those three just being very interchangeable, passing the ball between each other, and just recognizing each other's movements very well. Just overall great play from this Harding front three.
Harding has put themselves knocking on the door multiple times into this half, and like you said, you know, a blind squirrel finds a nut at least once, and at some point Harding is going, with all these shots that they're taking, Harding is going to find themselves a second goal in this game. OBU just hopes that they can find themselves a first goal before Harding does that, and maybe even a second goal as well. And that one's just going to go straight to the feet of Mesa Willis.
Yeah, and fair play to this OBU team who has not backed down since they've conceded the goal. They've clearly had a game plan to keep the ball, try and hit Harding on a bit of a counter, and be clinical in their chances up top. So fair play for them to sticking with their game plan despite being down 1-0.
And Fullerton, she's got a little bit of room. She's also got teammates on the other side, and that one just a little too strong on the pass to Gunn. And that one goes out of bounds. It'll be OBU throw-in very deep into their own territory. That one out of bounds. Harding ball now. And so the Lady Bisons find themselves in a very similar position to where they've been for most of this game, deep into Bison territory, hoping to knock on the door once again.
Yeah, and if we just take a moment to pause and look at this picture, we see two Harding center backs all alone back here, just trying to snuff out attacks, and everybody else on Harding just all the way up, looking to score that another goal, and just being very offensively minded.
And Dr. Greg Harris, the head coach of Harding, has really done a good job this season at emphasizing that offensive attack like we've seen. We already talked about the 16 shots a game, but I mean, like you mentioned, they have two defenders back while everyone else in a position to put this team up, just not playing it safe. This Harding team wants to deal a blow, and they want to deal it as quickly as possible.
Yeah, and fair play the Harding's coach, who has seen the quality of his players and decided that this is a good method for them, as they've had a great season so far and are clearly in contention for more.
And Lex Williamson in a dangerous position is just shut down by number 23 for the Lady Bison, Skylar Henley, the freshman out of Bedford, Texas. Lex Williamson, all GAC first team in her own right at that forward position. She has been an offensive threat for the Bison, and she's just hoping that some of her teammates alongside her can help the team to put themselves up on the board for the first time today. That one throw in for OBU. Great move is going to go for the cross. Bloomingdale can't get it, and the shot for Williamson just a little bit too high. Lex Williamson, a great opportunity on goal, just too much over the goal.
Yeah, and we've just seen what Ashley Bell can do here. Obviously, she leads her team in assists with 4. She started in all 14 games. She's been a very solid player at the back for the Bison. She obviously, down the line, super dangerous, has great feet to get around her defender, and sends an amazing ball in, which just a little bit unlucky to not be on frame.
And that's going to be the third foul on the Lady Bisons today. And on the free kick will be number 12, Chloe Monroe. She's going to send it right outside to the corner of the box, and that's going to go right to the chest of the Harding defense.
The Bison have looked a lot more dangerous in these last couple minutes, just retaining some possession and knocking on the door of Harding's goal.
I think a lot of it just goes to show, the duality of this Bison team. Obviously, they are such a good defensive team, but when they need to score, they can do it as well. Obviously, those wins have required goals, and they've been able to score when needed. And right now, there's really nothing else needed more than to tie it up here. Sheffield battling with Reagan Thompson. That one going to go out on Thompson, and it's going to be a throw-in for the Bison.
The Bison here doing really well to empty the tank. They've realized the position that they've been in, and they're not scared to go up and do as Harding does, and play a little bit more offensively than usual.
The throw-in goes right off the head of Harding, and Oklahoma Baptist just moving down the sideline here, just hoping to inch themselves closer to that goal and put themselves in an opportunity to score. The throw-in just outside the box. Ball still in play. Looking over the far side and trying to get it there to Olivia Kennis, and just a little too far. And it's going to be a Harding goal kick. Now substitution for the Lady Bisons. Number 7, Caroline Cappy. Number 6, Kendall Jerkins, and number 26, Bailey Bulliner. For the Bison, number 24, it'll be Sophie Jordan, and number 22, it'll also be Anna Branham. So a very big group of substitutions here for both teams, just hoping to get some fresh legs out there on the field and make a run at, if you're the Lady Bisons, make a run at putting some padding on that lead, and if you're the Bison, just tying it up at one apiece.
Yeah, and we see some of these subs coming in from Harding. We see names such as Caroline Copy, who has played all 17 games, starred one, and racked up 1 goal and 1 assist. Obviously, she's probably used to getting in around this same time, and she's looking to be a little bit of a boost of energy for this Harding offense, just to see if they can get some more goals.
And Cappy, a bit of a spark plug for this team, but going down the field, that's Bailey Bulliner. She's got a chance, and meeting her right in the box, that's Stormer, and Stormer's going to prevent any chances of a second goal for the Lady Bisons. See both teams as this half dwindles on, starting to get a little bit more rough with their style of play, and at some point you're going to start seeing the whistles blown and a lot more free kicks offered and a lot more scoring opportunities therefore.
Yeah, and obviously as this game continues, the physical fatigue, the kind of hype from being in the semifinal kind of starts to wear off, and we start to see which players are able to keep up their quality and which are kind of going to lead off a little bit, and we'll see who takes advantage during that period.
And coming in for the first time today for the Lady Bisons, that's Sammy Berry. She's seeing her first action, sophomore out of McKinney, Texas. She's played in all 17 games this year as well, so Harding has themselves a strong bench, hoping to use it today. That one out of bounds on the Harding Lady Bisons, and Stormer is going to get her chance at another goal kick.
Yeah, and especially in the D2 college soccer game, having a good bench is important for any team success. Obviously, going into the second half, there's unlimited subbing. You can come in, come out, and go back in. So having fresh players on the bench and being able to rotate around without losing quality is very important for both of these teams.
And booting it downfield, that's number 7, Caroline Cappy. And a little bit too much contact there for the Harding defense. And Oklahoma Baptist, a free kick in a position where they could possibly make something happen in the box. It'll be Annabelle Joski taking the kick. It's going to land just slightly outside the box. Ball still in position. Harding hasn't booted it out of there yet. And there it is, booting it out of there for the Lady Bisons. That's number 3, Georgia Templeton. Whistle blown, and Harding is going to get a shot at a free kick after a little bit too much contact again on the play.
Yeah, and we see here OBU obviously confident in their free kicks, not being scared to send up most of their players and try and get a little bit more contact or a little bit more of a final finish on that ball in.
And the Lady Bisons sending Willis way out of the box to take this free kick. And Willis is just going to boot it towards the other side. Now substitution for the Bisons coming in for the team. Number 3, senior Annika Pinter. Annika Pinter, senior out of Lenexa, Kansas. She will come in hoping to bolster the defensive unit of the team out of Shawnee, Oklahoma.
Yeah, and obviously OBU right now looking to not concede any more goals and being a little bit more offensive-minded. And so trying to keep legs fresh in the back is going to be very key to this team.
And now down the far side are the Lady Bisons, hoping to make something happen on a cross. Fullerton, that one goes out, looks to be off the foot of Fullerton, and the Bison are going to stay trailing by just one as the clock crosses 13 and a half minutes left in this first half of play.
OKBU also choosing to go long off these goal kicks, not taking any risks on playing out the back. They're very confident in what their midfield can do going forward. They just need to make sure their back line doesn't get exposed again.
The throw in and trying to create something with Sophie Jordan off her head. And the pass forward to Jordan, a little too far. And that one's going to go out of bounds off the foot off of Cali City, the native of Searcy, Arkansas. So playing for her hometown university is City here at Cluck Field.
Yeah, we've seen what a big impact being from your hometown and kind of being from your university's campus, what a big impact that can have. Obviously, coming in, having a little bit more of a connection to the school, and feeling a little bit more passion behind all these games because, you know, all your hometown friends and family are watching.
And City actually playing high school for Harding Academy. So not just was she playing for Harding in college, she was playing for Harding in high school as well. And now the Lady Bison's knocking on the door again, trying to get one past Stormer. Here's the shot, blocked by Haley White. Lady Bison's maintained possession, looking in the box.
And something we continue to say all throughout this game is you got to respect Harding's commitment to their offensive and their search for another goal. You know, they're having attempts from way out of what is considered range, and still being hopeful, looking for that final shot. And I'm sure if there's a little bit more quality to that shot, it's on goal, and we could have another game right now.
Dribbling it in Harding territory. That's Vagan Jones. And now here's Willis. She's got the ball. She's going to send it downfield just outside the Harding box. And now on a breakaway, that's number 22, Sammy Berry. Fullerton on the side. She's looking for a cross. Calling it out of bounds, though, and it's going to go back the other way.
Forgive me, Isaac, but I believe that was offsides from the initial kick forward, and refs just now calling it back.
So a little bit of a late call creates some confusion between both teams, but nevertheless, Oklahoma Baptist is going to have a free kick opportunity, and it looks to me like players lining up right outside the box, so let's see what White can create here. Ball going through two defenders and sending it out of bounds on the baseline was number 3, Annika Pinter, waiting to see if Harding was able to get it out, and they did. So Pinter did not send it out of bounds. It was actually out on the Harding defender, and so it's still Bison ball. And that shot just way too far to the left. And Mesa Willis still maintains the shutout here with under 10 minutes to go in the first frame.
We see Willis, we've seen her off multiple goal kicks and free kicks. She's got quite the leg on her, and she can pick out her teammates from almost any area of the field. So she's done well there today.
That one going out on Sophie Jordan. Harding takes it back. And trying to send it ahead to her teammate. That was Fullerton. And Alfonso, you continue to see Harding devoting a good majority of their players to that attack. Meanwhile, you've just got two, maybe three players back to defend, and so you've got a 3-on-3 chance if OBU is to get an opportunity. But coming in really quick for the Bison, that's number 11, Laney Waddle.
Yeah, and we've seen that type of attack with Harding. What makes it so dangerous is that although they leave two behind, they don't let the team really get out very cleanly. In between their counter press, in between forcing them into long balls or anything like that, they can't really get a clean breakaway to go towards the Lady Bison goal.
And sitting out of bounds on the sideline, it's still going to be Harding ball on the throw-in, and throwing it in for the girls in gold.
Yeah, and I want to give a quick moment to shout out all the OBU men's soccer players who are out here being ball boys today. They've been doing a great job all day, being out here, being attentive, and just helping their team out.
And that one is going to sail out of bounds off the foot of Fullerton, and OBU. Another great defensive possession is going to keep Harding off the board for the second time today. This one still sits at 1-0. And Alfonso, I'd consider this mostly a defensive battle. While obviously Harding got that goal pretty early in the half, Oklahoma Baptist has really fought with their defense, and Harding hasn't gotten too many good shots on goal since that original goal.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen a lot of quality on the field today, and from both teams, and that sort of canceled each other out. Whereas Oklahoma Baptist has had maybe the more dangerous opportunities, but hasn't been able to convert. Whereas Harding has been able to convert, but maybe hasn't been exactly through on goal yet. So lots of quality here. Obviously, both teams still feeling each other out in this first half, and maybe trying to look for some adjustments to make going into the second half now.
And both teams, only 2 shots on goal for either squad. The Lady Bisons making half of those go through the net. Meanwhile, the Bison have yet to find one through the net. So really, like you said, just one team was lucky enough to get it to go through the net, but the other 3 shots on goal today have all been very well defended.
Yeah, agreed, 100%. And that's not for a lack of effort. Both teams have been very on their defensive duties and have really come out here to be solid, not trying to give up anything silly, as I would say, and just keep their back line as steady and as just packed together as possible.
And now a little bit of a battle in this corner, this near side corner. The Bison's trying to give themselves a pad, and a really quality shot there for number 26, Bailey Bulliner. Not quite sure if it was on goal or not, but nevertheless, it's grabbed up in the air by Claire Stormer.
Looks like OBU here trying to make a few more attacks before the end of this half.
Good cross inside by Branham, just no one on the receiving end, as now Harding, they're going fast down the other way. Number 26, Bailey Bulliner, leading the attack. Looking for it again, and she's going to get it right to her teammate, number 14, Lindsay Romine, able to defend that well. And now OBU heading the other way. Here's Anna Branham. Just under 4.5 minutes now. If the Bison want to score before the halftime buzzer, their chances are dwindling now. Here's Branham. She's looking for the cross. Haley White back to Branham. Looks inside. Lex Williamson. That one is blocked.
And great play there from Oklahoma Baptist. just to get in and around the box, maintain some possession, and just unlucky there not to get the turn and take that shot.
And officially out of the box is the ball. Now Harding going the other way. It's 2-on-2. In that corner, Sammy Berry into the box. And a solid opportunity for Kendall Jerkins, just unable to be created. Harding still with it, 3:20 remaining in the half.
Yeah, and Isaac, we saw a few moments ago that Harding is willing to send up and go up the field fast on those counterattacks. But at the same time, OKBU very cautious to get back and track their runners in order to snuff out those attacks before they get too dangerous.
Substitution for the Bisons to finish the half. Chrissy Fulton, native of Little Rock, Arkansas, coming into the game. But like you said, and one thing you continue to see, Alfonso, is Harding using the failed offensive attacks from Oklahoma Baptist and turning them quickly into offense, and using the lack of defenders on the other end from the Bison when they bring up their defenders, and they're using it for quick and easy offense.
Yeah, and we say this all the time. You know, soccer is sometimes a game of momentum, and whenever you can use a team's momentum against them, where they're sending players up, they think they have their foot on the gas, and they're bringing up people on the offense. If you can just find your way out of that and move quickly into the attack, you know, you might take them by surprise.
And you see it once again. Now Sammy Berry, she's got a good shot at a shot. Berry looking across. Here's Fullerton with it. Harding still an opportunity to get a shot. And the right foot goes right to the chest of freshman Claire Stormer, and she has still maintained a good game. That's 3 saves for her. Excuse me, that's 2 saves for her.
Yeah, and you know, Isaac, that shot might come up on the stat sheet as a shot on goal, but to Stormer, that was a pretty routine pickup, just because a little bit of off balance, a little bit of chaos right there, and just can't get the right foot around it.
And under 1:15 left in the half. Ball bouncing around. Harding still with it. Georgia Templeton battling for it.
1 minute remaining in the first half. 1 minute.
And we'll say this, Georgia Templeton, the senior out of Fayetteville, Arkansas, has just been on her A game for Harding here, being an anchor on this defense and starting a lot of those attacks. She's been very well positioned to protect her back line, and just has given the Lady Bison kind of an outlet to go out and transition from defense to attack.
And that one's going to go out off the foot of Cappy. Now 30 seconds left in this one. Let's see if the Bison are going to try to go on the attack to finish off this first frame. The kick by Stormer is going to be straight, and Harding's going to try to take it the other way, maybe put themselves up by a little bit more in these final 10 seconds.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
And dangerous opportunity there for Caroline Cappy. She had herself a good opportunity on goal, just unable to gain a hold of the ball fully. And Harding is going to go into halftime holding on to a small
Tourn, the Interim Executive Director of the Arkansas Baptist State Convention, and today I'm joined by my friend Dylan, who's an attorney with the Arkansas Baptist Foundation with an important word for you.
The foundation is here to help you support your Ouachita Tigers. If you'd like to create an estate plan that supports Ouachita and its mission, or learn about other giving opportunities, please contact us using the information below.
Whether you realize it or not, you see the work of bats and signs all around Arkadelphia. When you see the Badger equipment trailer on the way to a Badger game, bats and signs did that. When you're watching the Badgers, Tigers, or Reddies and see the signage that just really makes their facilities pop, bats and signs did that too. You see the signage in downtown Arkadelphia, on the campuses of Ouachita and Henderson, or the sign in your neighbor's yard supporting a candidate or their favorite Badger? Yep, bats and sign did that too. Longtime residents and supporters of all things Arkadelphia called Mark, Jared, Chris, or Ryan at Bats and Signs today to see what they can do for you.
At Berry and Turnage, we specialize in bringing the law to your corner. We are dedicated to understanding what results you want and to helping you understand what actions we can take on your behalf. With over 30 years of experience and a proven track record of success, Berry and Turnage is here to lead you down a path to the results you need. We will work with you every step of the way to make sure that you understand the choices you are making and feel empowered to make them. Berry and Turnage. Serious injuries require serious attorneys.
Visit the Ouachita campus store for all your Tiger apparel, merchandise, and gifts. If you need something to wear to show your Tiger pride, stop by the Ouachita campus store on the bottom floor of the Evans Student Center to grab a t-shirt, sweatshirt, polo, or more. If you can't stop by the store on campus, visit us online at bookstore.obu.edu. Make your purchase and we'll send it to you. Support the Tigers by checking out the Ouachita campus store. Go Tigers.
Make Print Mania in downtown Arkadelphia your place to get embroidery, screen printing, trophies, and more. Drop by their store on Main Street in downtown Arkadelphia or visit their website at printmaniatees.com to see how they can help your business or group. Need a shirt for an event? Let Print Mania take care of that. Need promotional materials for your business or organization? You can let Print Mania take care of that too. Family-run local business in Arkadelphia, Print Mania has been serving the public since 1992. Call Print Mania today, 870-246-3803.
I'm attorney Taylor King. For years, you've heard us say we'll be on your side, by your side.
I'm attorney Austin King. At Taylor King Law, we stand by that promise.
And I'm attorney Maggie King Davis. I'm proud to be a part of a team of dedicated professionals who are prepared
to be on your side and by your side when you need us most.
If you've been injured, contact the Taylor King Law Firm.
And we, and more, will be on your side, by your side.
At Capital Technology Group, we make your technology our priority. Our team of experts can become your outsourced IT department, solving problems even before you know about them. We provide and maintain everything from servers and network infrastructure, printers and digital copiers. As a family business with over 80 years of history in Little Rock, you can trust Capital Technology Group to be your business technology partner. If you're ready to get your IT in order, visit captg.com and sign up for a free consultation.
Owned by OBU alumni, Ja
Java Primo is the official coffee house of Washita Tiger football. At Java Primo, amazing coffee is just the beginning. Try our great options at breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and don't forget about our amazing desserts. Also, shop Java Primo's gift selection 24/7 online at javaprimo.com.
I'm Rex Tourn, the Interim Executive Director of the Arkansas Baptist State Convention, and today I'm joined by my friend Dylan, who is an attorney with the Arkansas Baptist Foundation with an important word for you.
The foundation is here to help you support your Washita Tigers. If you'd like to create a state plan that supports Washita and its mission, or learn about other giving opportunities, please contact us using the information below.
And back for some halftime stats here on the Washita Sports Digital Network. I'm Isaac Bourne, just to go over a couple trends in this matchup between the Oklahoma Baptist Bison versus the Harding Lady Bisons. So in this battle of the Bison, one thing that we've seen, Harding, their offensive attack has been ruthless, and they've really had some opportunities on goal consistently tonight. They've had 8 shots, 4 of them coming on goal, and then 1 of them going through for the lone goal in this game. Meanwhile, Oklahoma Baptist, they have 5 shots in this game, 2 of them being on goal, none of them going through up to this point. One thing that Harding has been very good at in this game is keeping the ball in Oklahoma Baptist territory, but when the Bison do get it into Harding territory, it has created dangerous opportunity after dangerous opportunity. Luckily for Harding, they have not yet to pay for it. Up to this point, Mesa Willis, sophomore goalie for the Lady Bisons, has maintained the shutout as it stands at 1-0. Last time both of these teams met up, it went the other way, 1-0. Oklahoma Baptist won in Searcy, 1-0, and that game was on October 26th. So just under a month ago was last time these two teams saw each other, and just with under about 4 minutes till the start of the second period. We'll be back with you for that in just a little bit here on the Washita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law.
I'm attorney Taylor King. For years, you've heard us say we'll be on your side, by your side.
I'm attorney Austin King. At Taylor King Law, we stand by that promise.
And I'm attorney Maggie King Davis. I'm proud to be a part of a team of dedicated professionals who are prepared
to be on your side and by your side when you need us most.
If you've been injured, contact the Taylor King Law Firm.
And we, and more, will be on your side, by your side.
As a family business with over 80 years of history in Illinois, you can trust Capital Technology Group to be your business technology partner. If you're ready to get your IT in order, visit captg.com and sign up for a free consultation.
Lady Bisons lead 1-0 as we sit just 1 minute away from the start of the second frame here at Cluck Field. Alfonso, what is Oklahoma Baptist going to need in this second period if they want to even up the score at 1 apiece?
Yeah, so Isaac, I believe that Oklahoma Baptist has to be more willing to go on the offensive here. They did it for spells here in the first half, and they've been very defensively solid. But now it comes down to the last 45, and some changes might be needed, or else it might be the last 45 of your season. And as for Harding, I think they just need to be able to hold on to their lead a little bit. And I don't want to say so much as to play it safe, but they need to be a little bit more conscious of what their offensive strategy might lead to.
In this game, a battle between two very experienced head coaches. Head coach Mike White for the Bison in his 14th season as the head coach in Shawnee, starting his tenure with them in 2008. Meanwhile, Coach Greg Harris starting his tenure with the Lady Bisons in the year 2000 in his 24th season. And both of these coaches, I'm sure they're aware of what we've talked about, and they've made the necessary adjustments going into this half. The Lady Bisons hoping to hold on to their lead and make their first championship this decade. Meanwhile, the Bison of Oklahoma Baptist hoping to make it to their second straight GAC final with a comeback here. And as the half starts, Oklahoma Baptist starts with it.
Yeah, we see similar starting lineup as to how the game started. And so obviously both teams just trying to put their best players out on the field and trying to get as much of a result as possible here in the early minutes of the second half.
Here's Bloomingdale. She's got found a little bit of a cut in the defense. And the shot, well defended by Mesa Willis. Good shot there by Sam Sheffield, freshman out of Allen, Texas, but even better defense from Willis. And now that's going to give Oklahoma Baptist a shot in the corner. And like you talked about, this team is going to need to be willing to go on the offensive more. Oklahoma Baptist has already shown that willingness in this first 50 seconds.
Yeah, and we see Willis right there. Obviously, there's been points of this game in which her team has been very offensive and very towards the other team's goal. And in the few moments that she's been called upon so far, she's delivered for sure. That first save right now in the second half is big for Harding, just giving them some defensive momentum to, finish this half without conceding anything.
And a very dangerous possession there for Oklahoma Baptist, sent out by Harding right there. Confusing way that they did it, but really ending up being a very good pass for sophomore Lex Williamson. She kicked it off the back of her foot and put it right into play. Just no Bison player there to finish it off in the front of the goal. Now, Bison throw in. Throwing it into just a pack of players. And great work by the Harding defense to keep that from going out of bounds on the baseline and giving the Bison another chance at a corner kick. That one does go out of bounds, but it's going off black. And Mesa Willis is going to get a shot at a goal kick after some spectacular defense from her teammates.
Yeah, and we've seen Willis off these goal kicks time and time again. She's able to pick out her teammates very well off these kicks.
And right there, she's sending it to the near side. Sam Sheffield is going to get the throw in. Excuse me. Switching it back, it'll be Olivia Kennis on the throw in. Here is Kennis looking for her teammate. Monroe looking far side, a little too far towards the far side. And Bloomingdale unable to get to it before it sails out of bounds.
And the Lady Bisons here forced to be a little bit more defensive-minded in these first opening minutes, kind of on their heels.
And great play to break up that tension by Mesa Willis. Sheffield in a good position there to maybe possibly get it over the sophomore, but Mesa Willis just ends any hopes of a Bison goal there by just jumping in front of Sheffield and taking it away. Emma Teague now, she's got a little bit of a run. Sheffield looking for a cross now and sending it to the top of the goal was the freshman out of Allen, Texas. Oklahoma Baptist, uncharacteristically aggressive from what we saw in that first half. Today, right now, they know that they have to fight to tie this one back up.
Yeah, and obviously Willis there doing a good job of reading that ball over the top and just letting it go out of play. As for Oklahoma Baptist, very well done right now, going on the offensive, trying to find those gaps in the Harding defense, and being willing to take those risks going forward.
Now Oklahoma Baptist on the defensive now, something they've seen a lot this game. And that one off the foot of Georgia Templeton, senior out of Fayetteville, Arkansas. And Oklahoma Baptist with the throw-in in their own territory, hoping to make their way back down towards Mesa Willis in the goal.
Yeah, and so far this half, we haven't seen a lot of Chloe Fullerton or Carmen Gunn, who have been very good keys to this Harding offense so far this season.
Gunn picking up her 7th goal of the season earlier today. And, I mean, like we mentioned, the native of Benton, Kentucky, right down the road from my hometown, Murray, Kentucky. Gunn, the 5th-year senior, has been this statistically said by the GAC the best offensive player to come out of the conference. And, I mean, she scored that goal earlier today, and there we go. Foul called on number 24, Vagan Jones. Just a little too much contact on the collision there.
And it looks like Vagan Jones not too happy with that call there. A little bit upset, the referee there.
And now the free kick. Players lining up on that far side of the box. The free kick by White. She's looking and sent right back by Jones. That one out of bounds. Vagan Jones making up quickly for that earlier foul, sending it out there and then also deterring the free kick that she herself caused.
And funny story about that first goal now, as I was walking around during halftime, some of the Harding players were in a group asking themselves who scored that first goal. Even us up here couldn't really get a good view of it, but at the end of the day, it's going to be attributed to Carmen Gunn, who was, I believe, closest to the play. And so pretty funny that even their own players see it as a group effort rather than an individual goal.
And Alfonso, you said it earlier, just some players have a propensity to put the ball in the back of the net, and Carmen Gunn, just a magnet for plays like that, showing it there. I mean, she didn't even know she scored a goal, and eventually she got number 7 of the year on that play.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it just falls to you at the right place, right time.
Good pass by Teague. Now a bit of a breakaway here for Lex Williamson. She's got some open room. Looking to her teammate, Bloomingdale. And that one just a little too far to the right.
Very confident play there from Willis to see that no defenders or nobody from OBU is really leading up that shot, and to take her time, get down on the ground, and pick up the ball with her hands.
This half still very young, not even 10 minutes ticked off the clock up to this point. Still plenty of time for Oklahoma Baptist to get that game-tying goal, but Harding has continued to knock on the door of getting some padding with goal number 2 in this game.
Yeah, we've said it before, this Harding offense, once it rains, it pours. And I'm sure that as soon as they score their second goal, if they score their second goal, they'll feel a lot more confident to go and get a third, a fourth, and so on and so forth.
And with a chance at that here, the Lady Bison's in a position to create some more chaos, possibly put one in the back of the net, shooting the free kick. The corner kick will be the native of Benton, Kentucky herself, Carmen Gunn. Gunn, she's looking far side of the box. Up in the air was Stormer, still in contention. And right to the hands of Stormer. Sending was Vegan Jones, and the Bison avoid yet another scoring opportunity for Harding.
And Harding there, just another good set piece, good corner kick. Well delivered, well timed. A little bit unfortunate there not to get a second goal. But as we've said before, Harding very organized on their set pieces, very willing to get after the ball, and their coaches set them up in a way where they're able to follow up, get seconds, get rebounds, and just cause chaos all over the box.
And still a beautiful sunny day here in Arkadelphia, Arkansas for this game. The temperature still holding under 70 degrees. Just beautiful conditions for soccer. Now coming in again for the Lady Bisons. That's number 11, Chloe Fullerton. The freshman, native of Searcy, Arkansas, has really been an offensive problem for the Bison, and she's created many opportunities off her dribbling ability and just ability to play well with her teammates.
Yeah, and I mean, we see Fullerton, obviously a hometown hero. She leads her team in assists with 5, and not to take anything away from her, but when she's playing alongside Carmen Gunn, I'm sure assists are pretty easy to come by.
And Stormer able to hop on top of that ball after a very, very dangerous opportunity created by the girls in gold, where Carmen Gunn on the receiving end of that pass, just ball unable to get to her after the freshman is able to jump in front of it. Now here's Gunn. She's strafing towards the middle, trying to find herself her second goal of the game. In the corner, the Lady Bisons. Here's Henley. She's going to send it into the box. And Stormer able to jump on top of it. And great defense by the Bison continues to be the reason why Harding cannot give themselves some padding. Lex Williamson also being a big reason for that hold down in the box.
But fair plays to Vegan Jones on Harding. Her being one of the 2 center backs who were left behind. Kind of just being there to clean up any loose threads in the Harding attack and being able to jumpstart and not let OBU get out of their own half.
And Carmen Gunn, a bit of a breakaway. They're going to say that one last touched her after many of the players originally thought it was off Oklahoma Baptist, and it's going to be a goal kick for Claire Stormer. Finds Williamson, rolls off her back, and Sheffield trying to take it the other way, but Harding just proving tough to get through. That one off Kennis, still going towards OBU's goal. Vegan Jones on the throw-in, looking for her teammate Fullerton. That one off Fullerton. It's going to be going the other way. Bison trying to get it in quickly. Actually going to slow it down just a tad bit. And that one out of bounds off the head of number 15, Hattie Hinkle. OBU just moving it down the sideline here. Off Williamson. Thompson able to get it out of there and send it right back the other way. Fullerton trailing OBU, and Stormer able to just send it out of there before Claire Fullerton can make anything too dangerous out of that.
Right there, another example of Harding's offense. Just even if they don't win the ball in the offensive third, just being there and having that presence to speed up OBU just gives in way for turnovers and stuff like that.
That one out past the sideline. Last touched by OBU. That one last touched by Monroe. Now Harding moving it down the opposite sideline from earlier. We saw a lot of attacks from OBU to start this half, but now Harding moving on the offensive like they have this entire game. How does OBU turn the tide back to where they were at the beginning of this half?
Yeah, so I guess it's just tough just because both teams are very quality and very good at what they do and are entering a bit of a gridlock here in this second half. I think what needs to come from the OBU team is that they need some individual brilliance, a little bit of individual flair to really push past this Harding back line, who has so far been very solid, very concise, and very willing to stick to their game plan.
This whole game, Harding still really staying on the offensive, not resting on their laurels with that one goal. They want to run up this score and give themselves a guaranteed win, and want Oklahoma Baptist to really be dealt a death blow in this game. Into the box, Oklahoma Baptist trying to prevent another goal. That one last touch by Oklahoma Baptist, and they're going to luckily send it downfield before it crosses the baseline.
OBU here trying to give Harding a bit of taste of their own medicine, trying to start that counterattack. Unfortunately snuffed out.
Slide tackle. And now OBU. And that one sending it right to the hands of Willis. And Sheffield there, almost a dangerous opportunity, but just good awareness there by Mesa Willis to see where Sheffield is and get to the ball before her.
And you have to applaud some of Sheffield's willingness to go in and, run her legs a little bit off a play that isn't necessarily the most dangerous. So fair play to Sheffield for grinding that one out.
Here's Lex Williamson. She's dangerous on the run. Looking for the cross is Sheffield into the box, and that one sent right out. Still OBU ball. This time, though, here's Kennis. She's looking for something on the inside. And shoots it into no man's land. Not quite sure if that'll count as a shot for her, but just a unfortunate waste of possession there, and cannot make anything out of a mismatch of players on that other end.
Yeah, but fair play to OBU, trying to find some more gaps, trying to play a little bit faster, and honestly, if they keep playing like this, I can't see why they can't get another goal.
And if the Bison can somehow tie this one up at 1 apiece, we could very likely have ourselves another overtime game on our hands, but Harding battling relentlessly to keep them from doing that. Service, she's looking downfield to Gunn. And Fullerton is just going to take over in that corner. Her and Gunn, two offensive weapons, very lethal in that corner, but Oklahoma Baptist somehow able to get it out of there, and Sheffield battling for it now. That one's going to go out on Sheffield. Now substitutions for the Lady Bisons. Number 7 it'll be Caroline Copy. And then in for the Bison, number 21, Chrissy Fulton. Fulton, the lone player from the state that we are currently in, Arkansas. This entire Oklahoma Baptist team mainly consisting of players from Texas and Oklahoma, with the exception of a couple Kansas and Arkansas natives as well.
Yeah, and I mean OBU just trying to make those subs, trying to bring something different onto the pitch, maybe give their more experienced attacking players a bit of a rest so that they can come back in and find a little bit more form in the last 15 to 10 minutes of the game.
And one player on the attack for the Bison that we've seen a little bit of today, but hoping to make an impact, junior Chrissy Fulton. She's in that front line, number 21. Will be interesting to see what kind of impact she makes in that front line, and if she can make a difference towards bringing the Bison back into this one. The throw in by Jones. Here's Fullerton with the ball. Carmen Gunn. She's going to have herself a shot, and blocked. Good effort there by Michaela White. Just enough. Getting just enough of her foot on the ball to make it just a little bit easier of a save for freshman goalie Claire Stormer.
Yeah, we see on that play, sophomore Caroline Copy just fighting for the ball, really dogging it out, not letting the ball get out of play, and keeping it bound for Carmen Gunn to eventually make a little bit of a play out of it.
That one, they said, went off the foot of Copy, and so OBU has the ball in Harding territory. They've been in this position many times before. Let's see if this time it can end with a score. Whistle blown. It's going to be a foul. And Harding staves off the score up to this point. 24 and a half minutes remaining in this contest. So if soccer were divided into quarters, we are in that fourth quarter of this game now. And the Bison really are going to need to battle on that offensive end if they want to tie it up. Meanwhile, though, a great opportunity created by Holyfield, just unable to convert.
Yeah, and honestly, going into this last third of the game, I'm a little bit surprised Harding is not taking their foot off the gas a little bit. Still looking for that comfortable lead, still looking to push off into the offense, and being really dangerous at it so far as well.
Hattie Hinkle was the one creating that opportunity, but Harding keeping it in Oklahoma Baptist territory. Here's Bloomingdale. She's got a bit of a breakaway. She's got numbers in front of her, looking at Sheffield. Sheffield looking on the cross, and that one goes right to the hands of Mesa Willis. Just another great effort by the Harding defense, specifically goalie Mesa Willis, and keeping the Bison off the board still as this game dwindles down.
And we've seen Sheffield really find herself in dangerous opportunities on this near-hand side, either cutting the ball back, trying to take a shot on goal. She's been something to watch out for in this game so far.
Here's Fulton. Going up in the air for it was Vagan Jones, and that's enough for Harding to get it going the other way. Collision there between Fullerton and White, and that's enough for a whistle blow, and it's going to go towards Oklahoma Baptist. On this free kick will be number 18, Annabelle Josky. Josky, a junior out of Trophy Club, Texas, looking to put her team in a good position with this free kick. She's going to use her boot, putting it just inside the box. Williamson, opportunity. And Williamson shot just a little too far outside the crossbar. And it's going to keep Oklahoma Baptist from scoring their first in this one.
And we see what these set pieces can do for this team, especially in such a close matchup like this. We've mentioned it before. These set pieces are extremely dangerous, and for OBU to get something at the halfway line and then get almost an opportunity out of it just goes to show how they're still here, they're still in the game, they still know that they got 21 minutes left, and then some.
And there, Nora Neely going to sub in for the Lady Bisons, hoping to get some fresh legs out there. Now battle for it at midfield between both teams. Streaking down the sideline, that's number 14, Ashley Bell. Inside the box. Fulton looks over at Williamson. Williamson battling. Oklahoma Baptist passing it around deep into Harding territory. That one right off the head of Templeton, and Harding avoids yet another defensive lapse here.
And Templeton with a very hard challenge early on in that play. The ref says play on just because OBU is able to maintain some possession. But just very aggressive, very defensive-minded play from Templeton, something that she's been doing all game.
Storm are able to hop on top of it there. Seeing a lot more attacks from Oklahoma Baptist as they continue to gain more and more desperate as this game goes on. The end of their season looming if they cannot score in these final 20 minutes. On the far side, here's Bell. Oklahoma Baptist still has it on their side. Williamson gets it over to Sheffield. She's lining it up. Left side blocked by Vagan Jones. And Jones unable to save it from going out of bounds on the baseline. And Oklahoma Baptist, yet another good opportunity that they're going to be able to create off this corner kick.
Yeah, and Isaac, I don't know what it has been in these last 2 minutes of the game, but it seems like OBU has really found a new engine and has just like really imposed themselves on the offensive third, finding some good possession, being there in the box, and even winning a corner out of it. Something that we saw work really well for Harding in the first half.
Alfonso, perhaps they heard me and wanted to prove some more broadcasters' jinx true. Here's Bloomingdale. She's going to send it in off the corner. That one's a little flat, and it's going to go right back out on Harding. Going to go into the fields behind the fence. Harding is going to have to defend on another corner kick. This time, though, sending it in will be number 8, Olivia Kennis.
And Templeton really not taking any chances with that one. She really booted it out, and who knows if we're going to get that ball back.
Kennis gets it straight to Williamson. Williamson looking in the box and getting it out of there. Templeton, she continues to be vital for this Oklahoma Baptist defense. That one out of bounds on OBU. And now substitutions for the Lady Bison. Number 26 coming in. That's Bailey Bulliner. And number 19, Kaylin Holyfield. Holyfield only has played 5 games in 77 minutes this season. But now head coach Greg Harris putting in the junior defender to see if she can gain an advantage and hold this one off for her hometown Searcy team.
Yeah, and obviously just based off of the substitutions that they're making, it looks like Harding is willing to stick out these last 18 minutes and maybe be a little bit more defensive-minded, something that we haven't seen from them all game long.
And looking at this offensive attack for Harding, uncharacteristically low number of shots, but they haven't needed them because this really has been a slugfest. They've really held on to this 1-0 lead for a good bit of time. Harding with only 10 shots today, 6 of them coming on goal, though, so they've had some dangerous opportunities, and one of them has produced the only score that they've needed to have this lead.
Yeah, and fair play to Harding, who has really taken advantage of their opportunities and has been very dangerous going forward. as well as very solid in the back for a team who is only leaving 2 in the back, for example.
They continue to do that as they looked to gain an offensive advantage. That one, though, out of bounds. It's going to be OBU throwing. Here's Vagan Jones. Looking for Fullerton. Defended well, though. Off the left foot. And Fullerton trying to get to it off the errant shot from Lauren's service. Unable to, though. Claire Stormer continues to be a big factor in the goal for Oklahoma Baptist.
And Fullerton has been knocking on the door of this Bison defense all day long. She has been very vital. She has created many dangerous opportunities and has a little bit unfortunate to not have picked up a goal of her own.
And Lex Williamson called on the contact there. Harding going to get a free kick. Possibly, like you mentioned a lot of the times, possibly a good set piece here if Vagan Jones can put it where it needs to go. And that one straight to the head of number 19, Michaela White. And OBU taking it the other way. Here's Fulton, right smack dab in the middle of the field. She looks over at Branham, and Branham's got some open space. She's going to give it to the streaking Ashley Bell. And well defended again by Harding. This team that's so offensively minded has really changed their style of play in this half to play more defensively, but still going for those offensive attacks when they can get them.
You know, this Harding team, they seem to know that, you know, with every passing minute, they get just a little bit closer to one of their main goals for the season, which is to reach that championship final. And so you could see it in the players, the way that they're running back, tracking back, closing down the space, and really putting it all out there. They don't want it to go to overtime. They want to see this game out and be ready for a conference championship on Sunday.
And the winner of this game, facing the winner of the morning game, the Ouachita Baptist Tigers. And that one against Southern Nazarene proving to be a thriller as Tegan Yowzy closing that one out 3-2 on the free kick just outside this box on the right side. But now Harding looking to gain themselves the advantage they need. That one kicked out of bounds, though. Looking like the one on that play was a Harding player.
And another Harding corner here. We'll see if they can replicate their success from the first half.
Taking the corner kick is Service. Service inside, booted out of there by Oklahoma Baptist. And still with 14 minutes to go, the Bison need to mount themselves an offensive attack. Substitutions for the Lady Bisons. Number 12, Carmen Gunn, finding her way back into this one and showing that maybe Coach Harris not quite done with that offensive attack. And the number 23, Skylar Henley, is coming back in the game after starting earlier today.
Yeah, I mean, Carmen Gunn getting back into this game. When you have your top goal scorer on the bench in the championship semifinal like this, I'm sure she's just anxious to get back out there and put the final nail in the coffin.
That one out of bounds. Back to the other way. Bit of a deadlock here within Oklahoma Baptist territory. No team really able to move it anywhere in between midfield and the box.
Yeah, and although both teams are a little bit deadlocked in this part of the field, this all in all benefits Harding at the end of the day, just because they're shaving minutes off the clock and are looking to really keep the lead that they have.
Exactly, Alfonso. This is right where Harding wants to be. They just want to be wasting the Bison's very crucial minutes in this game as the clock dwindles under 13 left. And if Harding can get an extra goal out of it, they would love it. But right now, if they can just keep the ball going back and forth in Oklahoma Baptist territory and prevent the Bison from taking it the other way, that's a net positive for the girls in gold. And Lex Williamson, she's got herself some room. She's going to look downfield. She's got Fulton. Fulton looking to go across midfield. Good opportunity. That shot high and right for senior Annika Pinter.
And no one can really blame Pinter on that one. She was all alone, and she had time to crank a shot. And, you know, that's what this OBU Bison team needs. A little bit of extra emphasis on their attacking players and a willingness to just take a chance and see what's out there. So fair play to Pinter there for being ambitious and finding a little bit of a strike there.
And aggression is exactly what Harding has been so good at in this game, and that's the reason why they hold on to this 1-0 lead. But the Bison, they have had the defensive aggression that's held Harding to just that 1-point cushion, but they've yet to show that aggression on the other end. Or at least, at the very least, that aggression has yet to amount to anything as Stormer, just another great play for the freshman, able to hold off Harding, trying to get themselves to 2 goals as this clock just nears closer and closer toward a Harding win if Oklahoma Baptist still, like we've mentioned for the past good while now, can't match him.
And Stormer just like standing on their head there, really doing a great job of always being on their toes, anticipating her defense's mistakes, and being there to shut out Harding in this second half.
Jerkins, she's going down the right side. She's looking in the box, and that one met with number 12, Chloe Monroe, the GAC all-second team defender. Has been a big part of this game for the girls in black. Here's Williamson. That one goes out on Fullerton. Kennis with the throw-in. She was looking at Fulton there. Looking up in the air. She's got numbers down there. And that one out of bounds on City. OBU starting to notice now. Clock single-digit number of minutes. And that one out of bounds on Vagan Jones. And Alfonso, quite possibly one of the more important moments of this game. Oklahoma Baptist, as the clock dwindles down, the moments start to become more and more important for this team. And right here, within 10 minutes, this corner kick quite possibly could be the most important corner kick for them so far today.
Yeah, you know, they say that 10 minutes in soccer is a very long time. You still got plenty of time to get a goal and, you know, who knows, ride your momentum forward.
And Lex Williamson puts it in the back of the net, and this one's all deadlocked at 1.
Wow. What a goal that is. That is incredible. In the final 10 minutes of the game, Lexa Williamson really putting her team on her back and just firing a ball into the back of the net there. Unfortunately, Willis, who has been so good all game, just can't do anything about that one. That's an incredible goal, and that's what I mean when I say that this Oklahoma Baptist team needed a little bit of individuality to really get this result that they wanted.
And with that goal, head coach Mike White sending in a whole new unit of substitutions, and rightfully so. This team while tired, now has the ability to do what they've done best all day, which is just play defense and hope to bring it to a golden goal and possibly even PKs if they can hold them down for even longer. And this game, which has been a slugfest, has had its moments, and right there was one of them.
And it looks like Harding, who has been so good defensively so far, just having to withhold, just getting a little bit unlucky that OBU has such an amazing, talented play right there. And now, who knows, their whole game plan could be changing.
And a great defensive play by OBU prevents Harding from putting themselves back up very quickly following the Williamson goal. And now OBU's got it going the other way. There's still just under 9 minutes left in this one, so plenty of time to make something happen for either team and keep this one from going into an overtime period.
And you know, Isaac, as we've seen, we knew that the standings were close from the start. We knew that between first and fourth place, there's only 3 points differing their entire seasons. So these are teams that are very evenly matched. These are teams that, in all fairness, should be 1-1 right now. And going to this overtime period, we'll see who really has the credit to make it to this championship final.
And the shot by number 26, Bulliner, the sophomore from Ackworth, Georgia, goes right to the hands of Stormer. Clock ticking, just under 8 minutes. And we're at snake eyes on the scoreboard right now. 1 apiece.
Very dramatic from both of these teams. We've seen both of these teams do what they know how to do very well. We've seen the OBU do very good defensive shape. They've had the ball. They've been able to possess at times. And we've seen Harding just be very quick and dynamic when it comes to their front line. And very solid at the back.
And sending it out of bounds, that's number 17, Haley White, native of Norman, Oklahoma, growing up in a college town where the Oklahoma Sooners are located. Harding now passing it around between their defenders. Very nearly a takeaway there for Bloomingdale. That one off the head of Monroe, just going to go straight to the hands of Stormer. Oklahoma Baptist, they have a reason to slow it down, but at the same time, I know that they also want to look to gain an advantage here as well. They know Harding is going to be so offensive, and so if you're them, a lot of the times you might want to play play defense so that Harding can't create chances from your reckless style of play on offense.
Yeah, and I mean, at the end of the day, both these teams probably want to avoid overtime as much as possible, just because at the end of the day, Victor has to play again on Sunday, and you don't want to go into Sunday's game with fatigued legs. You know, any little bit of extra rest can help out in a situation such as this.
Bloomingdale sending it to Josky, and Josky sends it out of bounds. Whistle blown. Subs coming in for the girls in gold. Number 7 coming in, Caroline Copy. And just one new player with some fresh legs. Hoping for the Bisons, Lady Bisons, that's enough to give them a advantage here. Templeton sends it over to Henley. And a good look there towards number 17, Reagan Thompson. OBU sending it the other way. Whistle blown. It's going to be a free kick as we just notch under 5.5 minutes left. Oklahoma Baptist gets an opportunity to send it deep into Harding territory. And like we've seen, like I said earlier, chances getting lower and lower and lower for both of these teams to score before the end. And so opportunities like this can be big for a team that wants to take an advantage.
Yeah, we've seen Harding do a really good job of very much switching the switch in the sense that they've been able to go from being a defensive-minded team, trying to close out their 1-0 result. All right, fine, that doesn't work. Now they're on the offensive again, and they're doing as they normally play, trying to go for that second goal, trying to win this out in the 90 minutes.
In substitution for Oklahoma Baptist, they're sending in all GAC honorable mentioned midfielder Emma Teague. And a little bit of an adjustment to the clock there. 4:55 remaining in this game. Battle at midfield, just bouncing it around between both teams. That one goes out of bounds on OBU. Harding now moving quickly, trying to get themselves an offensive advantage. And that one, Stormer's just going to take possession of it. Into the box. Battle for it in the box, sending it out. Harding still has it. Here's Copy. She's going to take a shot.
And Isaac, something that is very overlooked, especially in these final conditions as we near the end of this game and going into overtime, is we mentioned before about how the sun was very much adamant and there was a lot of sunshine, whereas now as the sun kind of sets down, everybody on this near hand side very much has the sun in their eyes, and that can really affect the play of the game.
Oklahoma Baptist promising offensive possession here. Let's see what they can do with it. Harding just takes it away. Whistle blown, though. They're going to say it was a foul on OBU. Harding lines up for a free kick. 3.5 minutes left in this one. Alfonso, what do you see here?
I see Harding still trying to play the way that they've normally played, doing a very good job of getting into the offensive third, and Oklahoma Baptist really looking like they want to go into overtime and they want to extend this game for as long as possible.
The Bison playing very patiently, not taking too many risks because they know that all game they've been battling just to tie it back up. And they've been a team that can outlast many other teams, and right now they have that opportunity with this one all knotted up. Kicked up in the air by Monroe, just straight to the hands of Harding, throwing it back in. That one out of bounds on the Lady Bisons.
A little bit of disagreement there from the Harding bench, claiming that it was a corner.
2.5 minutes left in regulation if neither team can give themselves an advantage. Stormer on top of it again. Claire Stormer continuing to make a big impact in this one. Emma Teague running down the sideline, battling with Templeton. That one out of bounds on the baseline. It'll be a Mesa Willis goal kick, as this quite possibly could be one of the Lady Bison's final chances to stave off overtime. Williamson looking over. Bloomingdale trying to get to it. Unable to. And here's the Vagan-Jones throw in. Clock now ticking. Under 1 minute left in this frame.
Yeah, and 1 minute remaining, but it doesn't seem like either team is really willing to let up here.
And here's Sam Sheffield trying to get to the ball before it goes out of bounds. She's able to. Looking for a cross. She's going to go into the middle of the field. Left-footed shot. And that one just misses the top left corner of the goal. Good effort by Mesa Willis to be there if it was on target. And now Under 30 seconds. Mesa Will is going to have to use that foot to get it down the field as quickly as possible. Out of bounds on the Lady Bison, 17.
And then the time it takes to get that ball back could be that these are the final few seconds of the game. Could seem like it just ends right here.
And as the clock ticks down, it does not look like either team is going to be able to take an advantage, and that is so. Lex Williamson scoring the evening goal as it now sits at Snake Eyes going into a 5-minute break prior to the first overtime. Like we did earlier, overtime in the GAC tournament working where 2 overtime periods, both of them golden goal. First goal for either team wins the game. If Oklahoma Baptist can score first, then they will win, and same for Harding. Then if those 2 overtime periods do not produce a winner, then that's time to start penalty kicks. But with 4.5 minutes before the start of the first overtime period, we'll be right back with you here on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
I'm attorney Taylor King. For years, you've heard us say we'll be on your side, by your side.
I'm attorney Austin King. At Taylor King Law, we stand by that promise.
And I'm attorney Maggie King Davis. I'm proud to be a part of a team of dedicated professionals who are prepared
to be on your side and by your side when you need us most.
If you've been injured, contact the Taylor King Law Firm.
And we, and more, will be on your side, by your side.
Digital copy. As a family business with over 80 years of history, you can trust Capital Technology Group to be your business technology. If you're ready to get your IT in order, visit captg.com and sign up for a free consultation.
I'm Rex Tourn, Interim Executive Director of the Arkansas Baptist State Convention, and today I'm joined by my friend Dylan, who is an attorney with the Arkansas Baptist Foundation with an important work for you.
The foundation is here to help you support your Washita Tigers. If you'd like to create a safe place that supports Washita and its mission, learn about other giving opportunities, please contact us for more information.
I'm Brett Rogers, President of Capital Technology Group. You might know us as Capital Business Machines, but our new name represents our growth as one of the state's leaders in business technology. When you've been around for 80 years like we have, you learn a thing or two about change. But what will never change is our commitment to our clients. We're still the same reliable team, here to meet all your technology needs. Capital Technology Group is bigger and better than ever before. Learn more at captg.com.
Whether you realize it or not, you see the work of bats and signs all around Arkadelphia. When you see the Badger equipment trailer on the way to a Badger game, bats and signs did that. When you're watching the Badgers, Tigers, or Reddies and see the signage that just really makes their facilities pop, bats and signs did that too. You see the signage in downtown Arkadelphia on the campuses of Ouachita and Henderson, or the sign in your neighbor's yard supporting a candidate or their favorite Badger? Yep, bats and sign did that too. Longtime residents and supporters of all things Arkadelphia called Mark, Jared, Chris, or Ryan at Bats and Signs today to see what they can do for you.
Owned by OBU alumni, Java Primo is the official coffee house for Ouachita Tiger football. At Java Primo, amazing coffee is just the beginning. Try our great options at breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and don't forget about our amazing desserts. Also, shop Java Primo's gift selection 24/7 online at javaprimo.com.
And welcome back to Crunch Time once again here on the Washita Sports Digital Network. Both teams locked in at 1 goal per team. Harding striking first in the first half, holding a 1-0 lead for most of the game. And then number 1, sophomore Lex Williamson, proving her goal-scoring prowess in the final minutes of this one, tying it up at 1 goal for either team. And now it's our first overtime period, the second of the day here in the Great American Conference semifinal game. And both teams now playing for their season. 1 goal ends the season for one team and continues the season for the other.
Yeah, Isaac, and these overtime periods in the Great American Conference are very interesting just because it's 2 10-minute periods and golden goal in each one. So basically, as opposed to like high-level professional soccer where it's 2 15-minute periods and they'll play them out regardless, this could honestly end within the first 2 minutes of extra time.
And so needing to stay vigilant, both teams, knowing that one simple kick could spell the end for either of their seasons. Harding moving quickly. The shot from Thompson hitting the back of the OBU defense. And now running quickly, here's Haley White. She's got numbers downfield if she needs them. She's looking forward at Teague.
And I'll be honest, in this sort of golden goal format, it looks like Harding's strategy might be a little bit more inept to it.
Contention there in the box. Goes to Harding. Back the other way. And 12 on 12 right there. Kayla White able to send it away.
And we saw off kickoff, we saw that Harding just so willing to send all their numbers up to the attack. They're not trying to play anything safe. This is the way that they've played all season, and they're not going to stop now just because the clock is on overtime.
Trying to get it in the box. All for naught. OBU sending it the other way. Emma Teague with the ball. Circling around, trying to find a teammate to get it to. Sheffield. Falling over Sheffield. Harding player down now. She looks shaken up on the play. Sam Sheffield just in the wrong place, and right there.
Yeah, that was a bit of a nasty fall there just because both players trying to go up for the header and one player just kind of losing their balance and kind of falling down in a bit of a weird position here.
And falling on that play, freshman Skylar Henley, she skied for the ball and just falling straight over.
And at the same time, you have to respect Henley just because, you know, you always love it when you see a player out there giving it their all, putting their body on the line, anything to really get an advantage on the other team. And it looks like it'll be a draw ball here. Harding looking to go long.
Battle for the ball just past midfield. And it's going to go Oklahoma Baptist way. 7:45 remaining in this first overtime session. Sun starting to set further down in the sky here in Arkadelphia, Arkansas. And these games played earlier in the day due to the lack of lights here at Cluck Field for night games, but we very well could be playing with it starting to get a little dark if this game does not finish up in the next few minutes. Some contact there between players. Ball does not go out of bounds. Fullerton, she keeps going. She's got a breakaway. She's looking for a cross now. Looking on the inside. Ball up in the air. And Stormer.
And what a play there by Fullerton. Just great aggression on that forehand side to win the tackle. Keep going to the byline. Sends a beautiful cross into the box. Harding gets the header on it. And Stormer doing her job as she's done all day today. Making a diving effort just to keep that one out the net.
And Bulliner very nearly ended the game there with that header, but Claire Stormer able to get up in the air and get hands on the ball that very nearly could have been a game winner. That one out of bounds on Harding. Throw in going to Ashley Bell. Here's Lex Williamson. She's the one who scored the game-tying goal in the final 10 minutes of regulation. Under 6 minutes to go.
OBU not done yet. Still being patient. Having trust in their players to eventually get something on it. But maintaining their defensive efforts first.
Been a good back and forth contest in this overtime period like it has been for most of this game. OBU, still no shortage of offense from them, despite them playing so defensively all game. And Sheffield in a good opportunity there does not convert. It is looks to be an opportunity for OBU though. Sheffield creates a corner kick for her team, and now number 14, Ashley Bell, going to be sending it into the box, and quite possibly one of the most important shots of the season here in the GAC. To Williamson. Williamson looking back, and that shot curves from Joski, and the junior from Trophy Club Texas just cannot put the ball in the back of the net on the shot. And Harding stays alive through that corner kick.
And we saw OBU just try to do something similar to what they did on their first goal, which is play that short corner, finding Williamson, and then having Williamson be creative, be dynamic, and give them something offensively.
Falling down is Harding. Lex Williamson prevents it from going too far downfield. Still in Harding territory. OBU has it. Haley White sends it into the box. And that one slowly, with the spin on it, is going to bounce out of bounds deep into Harding territory. And OBU has a throw in.
OBU here just doing a great job of keeping it in Lady Bison territory. Just getting attack after attack. Something that maybe wasn't as prominent during the first 90 minutes.
You can really tell that this Bison squad wants to make it to yet another GAC final game against Ouachita and bring back a rematch from last year's final, and hopefully this year get themselves a little bit of revenge after what happened in Shawnee last year.
Yeah, we've seen both of these teams play in regular season Washita and OBU, just very good matchups, very close matchups. And we've seen that with Harding as well. Washita knows that however way this game goes, they're going to have a tough game in their hands on Sunday.
Oklahoma Baptist splitting games both with Harding and Washita, winning one game against both teams and losing one game against both teams. And so the Tigers will have themselves two teams in which they've both beaten and both lost to. So they know. So Washita knows what it takes to beat and lose to these teams, and likewise, both of these teams know what it's like to win against and lose to Washita. Throw in OBU territory. Fullerton gets it back to Gunn, and Lex Williamson there to just reject the opportunity. Substitution here for both teams. Coming in for the Lady Bisons, that's number 6, Kendall Jerkins. And then coming in for the Bison, number 42, Alana Bloomingdale.
And pretty interesting fact here about OKBU, they've made the last 7 GAC finals. They're 2-5 in those finals. They've only picked up 2 conference wins in that time. So they have experience making it past the semifinal stage and making it to what they see as the ultimate prize.
Minute and a half left in this first overtime period. Harding has the ball, trying to get it deeper into Bison territory. Bullender battling for it. Here's Chloe Thompson. Contention on the play. It's going to be a goal kick for Stormer.
And Isaac, as we go down into this last minute of play, we really haven't seen one team dictate and assert themselves in this first period of overtime. Both teams still just trying to find their place, find their footing, see where the other team is weakest. And honestly, if it's off what we're seeing right now, it's probably going to go off the pens.
Just over half a minute left. OBU trying to put together one final effort with the clock ticking down. On the throw-in, here's Ashley Bell. And sending it downfield are the Lady Bisons.
8, 7, 6,
and Stormer
5,
going to take her
4,
own sweet time.
2, 1.
And that is the conclusion of overtime number 1 here at Cluck Field. Sun setting further into the horizon, but neither of these teams wanting to see the sun set on their season. We're all deadlocked at 1 apiece here with one more overtime to go before we enter penalty kicks here on the Washita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law.
I'm attorney Taylor King. For years, you've heard us say we'll be on your side, by your side.
I'm attorney Austin King. At Taylor King Law, we stand by that promise.
And I'm attorney Maggie King Davis. I'm proud to be a part of a team of dedicated professionals who are prepared
to be on your side and by your side when you need us most.
If you've been injured, contact the Taylor King Law Firm.
And we and more will be on your side, by your side.
Back here at Cluck Field for overtime number 2. Both teams tied 1-1. Neither Oklahoma Baptist nor Harding able to gain an advantage since that Lex Williamson goal in the final minutes of that second half. Isaac Bourne alongside Alfonso Gonzalez Gomez. This game proving to be exciting just as the first one was today. Both of these games going into overtime. But with one overtime period to go, if neither team can gain a goal in this period, we quite possibly could have penalty kicks. And the last time a game in the Great American Conference Championships for women's soccer went to penalty kicks, the hosting Ouachita Tigers today were playing up against Northwestern Oklahoma State. The spring 2021 season, Ouachita advanced 4-2 in penalty kicks in that game. And so credit to Great American Conference Director of Communications Eric Moyer for that stat.
Yeah, and fair play to both of these teams today. They've been so neck and neck, and they've really fought to the end. We'll see if these last 10 minutes can differentiate them in any sort of way, but if not, we're going to the penalty spot.
That was where many thought it would go in that Ouachita versus Southern Nazarene game. Luckily for the Tigers, Tegan Yowzy was able to get a very crucial free kick to hit the back of the goal and win the game for the girls that were wearing white earlier today, but the Tigers. Now that team waiting on the other side of this game to see who they will face off against on Sunday. Gunn falls to the ground, no whistle blown, and Carmen Gunn looks to be in visible pain after falling to the ground there, but the fifth-year senior using that perseverance and just desperate to stay out on the field and contribute to this game in which she's been the lone goal scorer for the Lady Bisons today.
And Carmen Gunn, obviously we saw her pick up the ball here in the first opening seconds of OT. She just going on the run, trying to get something done. Obviously, she has the talent to go in and do something herself, but very well done from her.
Battling for the ball, Sam Sheffield. She's battling with number 21, Cali City. Here's Bloomingdale. She's got a little bit of space, and she's also got numbers. Here's Williamson. She's looking for the cross in the corner. And the cross blocked right off the calf of Cali City. And Oklahoma Baptist, this is where they scored a goal last time on a corner kick. They've had themselves good strategies on those set pieces. Alfonso, what do we need to see here?
I just think we need to see some dynamic movement from the players in the box to free themselves some space and get that final knock that they need to put the ball in the back of the net.
Sends it in and right to the hands of Mesa Willis, sophomore out of Bentonville, Arkansas, able to keep her team's season alive with the catch there.
And Isaac, we've seen great performances from both goalkeepers today, really doing well to keep their teams in the match for this long.
And Willis's kick is now sending these teams into the box, and Carmen Gunn very nearly getting herself a clean shot there. Bloomingdale is just going to get it back to her defender. Now in the corner battling for it, Sam Sheffield's going to allow it to go off Harding. OBU with the ball and the throw-in.
And we see the Harding defenders now, obviously tired legs leads to a little bit of a lapse in technical skill. What should have been a simple pass back now going out for an out of bounds and the throw-in.
And now you see kind of a little bit of difference in these teams playing. OBU now getting more opportunities on goal because a lot of these players have been in this position before. You see a lot of these guys that last year played in the GAC championship game at home. Harding has not made it to one in a good while. And so seeing the experience show for these players that a lot of them are only sophomores or juniors.
Yeah, and that experience does go a long way because now you know how to deal with certain aspects of the game. You know when your team maybe does not have the momentum and you need to slow the game down, and you know when to ramp it back right back up. And I think OBU has shown that from the start.
Some contact there. No whistle blown. This game's starting to get physical. Both of them realizing that this quite possibly could be the last period of their seasons. And that cross goes right across the face of Claire Stormer, and she watches it just go right to the other side of the field.
Great effort there from Harding to get to the byline, send that cross in, almost getting something really dangerous from that.
Now the sun's starting to get a little bit into our eyes, Alfonso, as it starts to sink further into the horizon. 25 till 5 o'clock here at Cluck Field. Harding trying to score here.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, Isaac, I can't really see what's going on sometimes in this game.
The ball sailing out of bounds. Excuse me, almost nearly out of bounds. Good save by Henley. Now it'll go out of bounds. It'll be an OBU throw-in.
And we're officially now into the last 5 minutes of this game, regardless of what has happened before. Both teams still neck and neck.
Harding has been knocking on the door for a good while now. Let's see if they can create something out of it. But no, Sam Sheffield, breakaway on the far side. She's got numbers if she needs them. She cuts a little bit back on the inside. And Cali City able to play some good defense on Sheffield, the freshman out of Allen, Texas. And Cali City showing that veteran presence as only a sophomore, able to keep her team in this one.
Yeah, and Sheffield learning the hard way that this game can be very physical, even in the last 5 minutes of overtime.
OBU still knocking on the door, looking for the cross. That one off the foot of Harding. It'll be Olivia Kennis on the throw-in. 3.5 minutes left in overtime number 2. That one sailing out of bounds, still going to be off the foot of Harding. Kennis getting another throw in, even deeper into Lady Bison territory. Williamson on the header, looking across the field a little too high over Ashley Bell. She's able to still maintain possession of it. Into the box. Harding needs to get it out of there, and they do.
OBU just not done yet. Still counter pressing. Still looking for another opportunity.
And now here's Gunn. She tried to get a breakaway, but taken right away. Kennis now one-on-one. The shot off the left foot by Annika Pinter. It's going to sail too far to the left side, and an easy pickup there for Mesa Willis.
And OBU there, just a little bit unfortunate not to get a better shot on target, but they've been very active in this second period of OT to get into the offensive third, create chances, and not let Harding make anything comfortable.
2 minutes left in the second overtime period. Harding with it in OBU territory. Let's see if they can keep this game out of penalty kicks. Substitutions for the Lady Bisons coming in. Number 7, Caroline Copy, and number 10, Whitney Thomas.
Yeah, and for Harding, this might just be their reason to put in these players. Might not be for anything that they might give in this last minute and 41, but they're probably being put in because of their penalty taking abilities in order to be reliable and some good options for Harding in this final shootout.
Looking at both teams, for the Bison, only one player has knocked in a penalty kick. Ball bouncing around, though, in OBU space. And one bouncing out of bounds on OBU. Harding still with a chance. 1:10 remaining in second overtime. Ball's going to go straight the other way. Harding maintains it, though.
1 minute remaining.
And with only 1 minute remaining, we have to see the reality that this game might go to penalty kicks. And the last time there was a shootout in the GAC championship, OKBU loses to Ouachita in the 2018 semifinals. And the last time Harding was a part of a penalty kick shootout was in 2016 in their final against Wosu, where they won 6-5.
Well, now Harding finds themselves in a crucial position. They've got themselves a free kick very near to Claire Stormer. And here is the free kick. Lops it in. Bouncing it around.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
Clock ticking.
5,
Dangerous
4,
possession.
3,
Free kick into the
2,
box.
1, 0.
And OBU avoids disaster somehow. And this game's still tied up at 1 apiece. And it's time for penalty kicks, Alfonso. And looking at both of these teams, not too much experience this season shooting said penalty kicks. For the Bison, only one penalty kick for them has gone to the back of the net. And that was courtesy of Olivia Kennis. And so, looking at these teams, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. And now, with 4.5 minutes before the start of this penalty kick period, we're going to take just a quick break before we come back to you with this crucial moment in the GAC Women's Soccer Semifinal here on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
I'm attorney Taylor King. For years, you've heard us say we'll be on your side, by your side.
I'm attorney Austin King. At Taylor King Law, we stand by that promise.
And I'm attorney Maggie King Davis. I'm proud to be a part of a team of dedicated professionals who are prepared
to be on your side and by your side when you need us most.
If you've been injured, contact the Taylor King Law Firm.
And we, and more, will be on your side, by your side.
Capital Technology Group, we make your technology our priority. Our team of experts can become your outsourced IT department, solving problems even before you know about them. We provide and maintain everything from servers and network infrastructure to printers and digital copiers. As a family business with over 80 years of history in Little Rock, you can trust Capital Technology Group to be your business technology partner. If you're ready to get your IT in order, visit captg.com and sign up for a free consultation.
I'm Rex Horn, the Interim Executive Director of the Arkansas Baptist State Convention, and today I'm joined by my friend Dylan, who's an attorney with the Arkansas Baptist Foundation with an important word for you.
The foundation is here to help you support your Ouachita Tigers. If you'd like to create an estate plan that supports Ouachita and its mission or learn about other giving opportunities, please contact us using the information below.
Whether you realize it or not, you see the work of bats and signs all around Arkadelphia. When you see the Badger equipment trailer on the way to a Badger game, Bats and Signs did that. When you're watching the Badgers, Tigers, or Reddies and see the signage that just really makes their facilities pop, Bats and Signs did that too. You see the signage in downtown Arkadelphia, on the campuses of Ouachita and Henderson, or the sign in your neighbor's yard supporting a candidate or their favorite Badger? Yep, Bats and Sign did that too. Longtime residents and supporters of all things Arkadelphia called Mark, Jared, Chris, or Ryan at Bats and Signs today to see what they can do for you.
And we're back for the most crucial period of the season for either team, as it is the penalty kick session, lining up for the first shot on goal for this Oklahoma Baptist team against sophomore goalie Mesa Willis. It'll be Michaela White getting her first chance on goal.
Yeah, Isaac, and we've seen it before. We've seen Willis and Stormer have very good games so far. We'll see if they can translate this form now into the penalty kicks.
Here's White lining up for her first one. And Mesa Willis able to hold strong and prevent OBU from going on the board first in this penalty kick shootout.
That is huge from Willis. Obviously, being a goalkeeper, you're at a disadvantage in the penalty kicks. And making that first save to put your team out, that is a huge confidence boost for Harding.
And now lining up for Harding to take her first penalty kick of the game. That's Carmen Gunn, reigning GAC Offensive Player of the Year, native of Benton, Kentucky. The fifth-year senior steps forward. Here's the shot. And that one to the right side of the goal past Claire Stormer, and Harding takes a one-score advantage at the beginning of this penalty kick shootout.
And Carmen Gunn, cool as a cucumber there. She stepped up. She buried it. She knew which side she was going to. Perfection. That's how a perfect penalty should be taken.
And the defender out of Fort Worth, Texas, Chloe Monroe now lining up to shoot for the Bison. And that one is through. Off the hands of Willis, hits the crossbar and bounces in for her. What a sequence of events, as now we are all tied up at one apiece.
And Willis just very unlucky there not to have taken that penalty, not to have blocked the shot, just because she got the hand to it, she got it off the post, and just the unluckiest bounce to go in. But we're all squared away right now.
And here's Caroline Copy. You said earlier that she quite possibly could have been put in the final minutes for a goal kick. And that one hits the crossbar and out. Caroline Copy very nearly had a goal over Stormer, but just inches away from scoring goal number 2 for her team in this period. We're all knotted up at one apiece, and both teams still have 3 shooters to go.
And we see Copy, obviously the danger of going higher into those farther corners where it's harder for the keeper to reach.
And the shot by Sophie Jordan, blocked by Willis, and she proving why she is, as the GAC says, the best remaining goalkeeper in this tournament.
Yeah, Willis right there has done a very good job on all 3 PKs, at least getting a hand to the second one and blocking the other 2.
Here's Chloe Thompson lining up against Stormer now. Hoping to give her team the advantage. She steps for it. Kick is up. No good. Claire Stormer, the freshman, staying collected, getting hands on it.
And these penalties looking like maybe the goalkeepers are the real heroes here. Looking like 2 saves from Willis and a save from Stormer, already putting their teams on their backs. and really showcasing their goalkeeping talents here.
Both teams have 2 more shots apiece before we go into sudden death. Lining up, number 8, Olivia Kennis. She's made the only penalty kick for her team this season. And she does it again. Defender Olivia Kennis puts her team at the advantage in this penalty kick shootout. Harding has the chance to match, though, before the final 2 shooters of this period.
And Kennis, very good penalty there. Just choosing the side, putting it lower into the corner. Obviously, Willis, for as good as she's been today, just can't seem to get to that side on time.
Whitney Thomas now lining up against Stormer. Stepping forward, she's going to take it with the right foot. And that one to the back right side of the goal. And we now have 1 shooter apiece for either team. And it's quite possibly going to put us into sudden death if both of these players do not match results.
And Whitney Thomas there, just excellent job putting it into that lower right-hand corner of the goal.
Shooting it, Haley White. Final shot, and she finds the back right of the goal around Mesa Willis, and now this puts number 14, Lauren Service, in quite possibly the most important position of the season for this Lady Bison's team. If she gets it in, we go into sudden death. If she misses, that spells the end of the season for the girls in gold. Service lining up. Right foot hits the crossbar, and the Oklahoma Baptist Bison are going to the championship in the Great American Conference Tournament.
Unlucky. Unlucky from Service there. Service just couldn't get enough on that. Hits the crossbar, couldn't find the back of the net. And that's how the Lady Bisons end their season, while the Oklahoma Baptist University Bison move on to the GAC Championship Final on Sunday at 1 p.m. at Arkadelphia Cluck Field.
And Alfonso, this sets up a revenge match for head coach Mike White's team. Last year, falling to the Ouachita Baptist Tigers in Shawnee at their home field, and now have the opportunity to put that same feeling on the Tigers on Sunday, taking them down in the GAC championship game on their home field.
Yeah, Oklahoma Baptist looking to cause an upset here, looking to go all the way. Obviously, they were upset at their home last year, looking to do the same to Ouachita on Sunday. Both teams now heading into a day of recovery on Saturday, and then just getting up and playing a championship final on Sunday.
And on the other side, a spectacular season for Coach Greg Harris's Lady Bisons. Fought as hard as they could in this game, held a 1-0 lead for a majority of the contest, fought till the very end, and 1 missed goal off the crossbar by Lauren Service is all that it takes for this incredible season for Harding to come to an end. And Alfonso, just reflecting on the year that this team has had, coming from a squad that in the past 3 years finished 5th, 6th, and 5th in the conference respectively, we're in a position on the final day of the regular season to host in Searcy the Great American Conference Tournament, and just nearly falling short, and here doing the same, just nearly falling short in the semifinal round. Just what a season for this team.
What a season for Harding indeed. Obviously, thin margins are what separate this team from a conference championship, and very just unfortunate to not get that result. They fought their way through this match. They were up for most of it, and they adjusted to their game plan accordingly. They played Oklahoma Baptist a good game on the field, And it really just comes down to the thin margins. Oklahoma Baptist obviously having a little bit more experience in this type of situation, in this part of being cold-blooded, having that finishing touch on goal. And obviously Oklahoma Baptist has just been rewarded for it.
And the sun setting here on Arkadelphia, Arkansas. And before the final matchup on Sunday, even more fans making the trek to Arkadelphia for the Battle of the Ravine football game tomorrow. Plenty of exciting things going on, but one of those exciting things has to be the championship final for this Great American Conference game on Sunday, hosted by the GAC network. But for now, as the sun sets here on Cluck Field, the sun is now setting on this broadcast today. I've been Isaac Bourne. Alongside me has been my color analyst, Alfonso Gonzalez Gomez. Thank you so much for watching this Great American Conference Tournament semifinal game with us today. Good evening, good night, God bless, and have a great day.
I'm Nicole Auerbach.
Kevin Kugler of Westwood 1.
Hi, everybody. It's Pete Kranick of the Memphis Grizzlies and Fox Sports Southeast.
This is Danielle Musselman.